Next up in our SEC preview is a team that did make the college football playoff last year, and producer Eli's team right now, the Tennessee Volunteers. Yet another strong year for Tennessee under Josh Heupel. Volunteers made the first ever 12-team playoff before losing to the eventual national champion in Ohio State in the first round of that playoff. It was Tennessee's third straight top 20 finish under Josh Heupel in the final AP poll, the Volunteers' best 3-year stretch of the entire 21st century. Tennessee's defense was a major reason why the program had so much success last year. They were third in the nation in EPA per play. That side of the ball should once again be a strength in 2025, with many key players returning. Far more concerns on the offensive side of the ball, though, because superstar running back Dylan Sampson was drafted by the Cleveland Browns, and star quarterback Nico Iamaleava, who we think is a top 10 quarterback in the country, had a very highly publicized transfer to UCLA this offseason. So big question mark at running back a little bit, and then really at quarterback for Tennessee going into next year. But Dawn, once again, which is, again, weird to say for like a Lane Kiffin coach team we said before, and even a Josh Heupel team, the defense is really the best part of this program right now.
It is, but a lot of these defensive guys stuck around for this year, right? They lose James Pierce Jr., the best pass rusher, and Omar Norman-Lott might have been the second best pass rusher, but they're bringing back a lot. Obviously, the Jermod McCoy injury hurts if he's going to miss most or all of this year, but you've got Josh Josephs, you've got Tyree West, you got a really interesting player to me in Colton Hood coming over from Colorado, right, at cornerback, and I think you still have the makings of what should be a very good defense that keeps you in ball games. We have really do you have any questions about that side of the ball, really looking at it? Because I don't have a whole lot of questions about Tennessee's defense.
Even without Jermod McCoy, it should still be a good second.
Yeah, they're going to keep themselves in games for sure. This offensively now becomes Josh Heupel's, maybe his greatest coaching task this year, especially after everything that's happened this spring. But their defense is still going to be really solid, especially with Josephs and those guys against the run.
That's the biggest question mark, is who will step up offensively, because they lose a top 10 quarterback in the country, Nico Iamaleava, who I don't care what anyone says, he was still a very good quarterback for Tennessee last year. They lose the SEC Offensive Player of the Year from last year in Dylan Sampson at running back. Their top 3 wide receivers are gone. 4 starters from the offensive line are gone too. Like I said, man, this is going to be got to be a great year for Josh Heupel as an offensive mastermind to really lead the Volunteers back to the college football playoff if they're going to make it back, because that offense is a lot of question marks right now. They brought in a 5-star recruit in David Sanders at offensive tackle. He probably will be starting at right tackle for Tennessee in his true freshman year. So we'll see how he does. But, yeah, a lot of question marks offensively right now, and really, Dawn, the biggest one is at quarterback with a transfer coming in from UCLA. Kind of like maybe the first ever college football trade. You know, Nico Iamaleava goes to UCLA. UCLA quarterback Joey Aguilar goes to Tennessee.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess you could consider that. He was at UCLA for 3 months. That's college football in 2025. All right, so Aguilar is interesting, because if you want somebody who can come in and is going to sling the deep ball, because that's what Josh Heupel does. He has all those switch releases, and he's looking to work the ball downfield with these go routes and switch releases and RPOs and deep posts and all of that. If you want someone who can theoretically be capable of doing that, you do have that in Joey Aguilar. He's not as good an athlete as Iamaleava, but you do have that. Over the last 2 years, he has the 4th most big-time throws in the country, 50 big-time throws over the last 2 years, because at App State, they kind of did a lot of similar things, a lot of play action, a lot of deep posts and seam routes and things that he's comfortable with. So he will sling it down the field. The problem really is that he will sling it anywhere. Here's my stat I have on that. So I have the big-time throws. That's the fun part. 51 turnover-worthy plays over the last 2 years also. 11 more than any other quarterback in the country.
Wow.
The next closest player has 40. So you want a gunslinger. You don't have anybody you could define as more of a gunslinger than Joey Aguilar. Now, he's got the arm. I'll tell you, he's got a good arm.
Which you need in that offense.
He throws a nice go ball. He throws it down the seam, deep post, things like that well.
Which you need in that offense.
In Josh Heupel's offense, it makes sense, right? And, of course, he's probably the only guy he could have gone and gotten, considering Nico went to UCLA. But if you're wondering why Aguilar's grade comes out to, like last year, an average 71.9, it was a little higher the year before. I think he led App State to the Sun Belt title game. Vertical passer, he wants to hit home runs. Tennessee wants to hit home runs. It can work in theory. Ball security is everything with him. 31.8 passing grade under pressure over the last 2 seasons. Can they protect him? Is he going to panic under pressure? Can he protect the football? If he can, then Josh Heupel might have something to work with here because he's got a good arm and he wants to chuck it downfield.
And they love using the seams in that offense too. And one guy who should really help out Joey Aguilar in that respect is Miles Kitselman. Played a year at the JUCO level and then 2 years at Alabama as a backup, and he really broke out in his senior year at Tennessee last year. He's our number 7 tight end in college football going into next year. He finished last year, actually, as the 7th most valuable tight end in the country, according to our wins above average metric, and he's 4th among all tight ends returning to college football. One of 4 tight ends in the nation last year with top 25 PFF grades as both a receiver and as a run blocker. He has not dropped a pass in his college career yet. And he's a really, really good run blocker who's capable of displacing defenders at 256 pounds, too. So one of, if not the best run blocking tight end we have in college football, Miles Kitselman, who's also a pretty capable receiver, too.
No, he's fun. He's a lot of fun, and they even use him in kind of a fullback role, too, kind of condensed in behind that offensive line in that in the formation. So I think Kitselman is a very important piece of both their run game and their passing game, and especially in the run game as a lead blocker. He plays a very important role in that offense. But no, it's going to be fun to see how Heupel puts this all together, losing Nico, losing Sampson especially. Those are the 2 big pieces. And then an offensive line that kind of struggled last year. They need to be better than they were last year.
They lost 4 starters last year, too, from the offensive line.
Yeah.
And their top 3 receivers,
This could go one of 2 ways on offense. And I know Eli might be a little nervous back there about this offense. But you know what? We have hope on defense. It's unfortunate that the best player on this defense, Jermod McCoy, is going to be out with a torn ACL for most, if not all, of this season after tearing it in January, but we wanted to highlight him anyways. Your number 2 corner in college football. If he does come back this season, he can prove why. And last year, transferring in from Oregon State, just spectacular. 89.6 coverage grade, 4 interceptions, lights out against pretty much anybody not named Jeremiah Smith. That's the only time I remember him getting torched last year. And look, there's no shame in that, man. It's going to be fine. But Jermod McCoy, if he can get back from this injury, he's an elite player. If he's going to go into next year's draft after having not played this season, then so be it. But definitely worth highlighting just how talented he is and how big a loss this could be for the secondary.
Listen, there's NFL corners that would get torched by Jeremiah Smith right now. So there's no shame.
He might be a top 10 receiver in the NFL right this minute.
Yeah, exactly. But Jermod McCoy, silly. Man, 2nd best coverage grade among returning power 4 corners, too. Now, he did tear it in January. It's not like he tore it in spring ball, so maybe he can come back. He's usually like a 9 to 12 month injury, so I don't know. Maybe
we could see him. We could see him in the second half. It just depends. I don't know if we've heard any recent updates.
I haven't heard any updates, but every time we talk about him missing the season, there's always Tennessee fans saying, no, he's going to play this year. So who knows? We'll see what Jermod McCoy. It did happen early enough that he has a shot of playing this year, and if he does, he's the number 1 cornerback in the draft, in our opinion, because our number 1 cornerback in the country is Leonard Moore, a true sophomore at Notre Dame, not eligible for next year. Ultimately, Dalton, what is the bottom line for Tennessee? Their win total right now is set at 8.5 right now. Is this a playoff contender once again, like they made the playoff last year, or is there too many question marks offensively for them to make it?
This isn't that. This is another one where the schedule is going to get me because it's not that bad. But I also have no idea what to expect from this offense. 8.5, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough.
That's a tough one. I just looked at the schedule.
This is a hard one too because they have a lot of winnable games, even with just their defense.
What is their power ranking for schedule?
Probably
55th hardest schedule. That is incredibly easy for the SEC.
Oh man. Their defense alone is still better than a lot of the, and they were winning games like that last year anyway. Mm-hmm. Am I going with the 9? Because it would feel weird if they made the playoff this year. Josh Heupel might win Coach of the Year.
Oh, he should.
I just, without McCoy, new quarterback and a gunslinging one at that. Georgia, Bama.
By the way, it's the easiest schedule in the SEC according to our power rankings too.
It sure looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the other 2 games they would lose. They would have to lose to all of Georgia and Bama and Oklahoma and Florida.
Yeah, I think they'll win one of those games.
Dang it.
I'm going over. I don't even love them that much, but it's just that schedule's so easy. You got to go over.
Take the softer 9-3 over.
They'll win
because they're just more talented than so many of these teams.
They'll win.
But if Aguilar flops,
then they
have a major issue. Oh boy, that's a good number. God, the books.
Oh, but Cuse though. Cuse week 1.
Oh yeah, we're worried about that.
For anyone, by the way, who's wondering why I keep saying I'm a Syracuse alum, by the way, that's why I'm so high.
That one's allowed. That's just Max trying to hype himself up.
Battle of the Oranges. They have a better orange, by the way. I'll put that out there. Even as a Syracuse alum, they have a better orange than we do.
Okay.
Better looking orange.
I'm gonna ride in my gut. I'm still going under.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm the Aguilar thing works in theory, but I'm also I can't with a guy who puts the ball in danger that much. I'm not gonna do it. I'll take the under.
Good stat from
I'll go away from you.
Dog in DC in the chat right now. Tennessee has not won in the Swamp against Florida since 2003. They're at Florida this year.
Okay, all right. So it's going to come down to the Oklahoma game. So
Yeah.
or maybe Arkansas. I shouldn't count out Arkansas.
I beat them last year. Better team last year,
I'm going
too.
under. Good stat. Love that. I got
Shout out Dog in DC.
I got a chat stat. I'm going with it.
Hopefully he's right. I haven't even checked the validity of that stat.
Well, I'm going with it now. It's a chat stat. It's in the chat.
All right, we got Trevor in the chat too right now saying go Gators.
That's actually Trevor's burner.
That's Trevor's burner. I'm going over. That schedule's too easy. I'm going over. I think they'll get 9-3. There won't be a playoff team like they were last year, but I do think that schedule's just so easy, man. I think they'll go 9-3.